just to do the usual thing as I have to. I feel duty bound to do it. I'm not going to take you so deep that you can't get back. Please don't be afraid of going with the flow and just relaxing as much as you wish to. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try and reply to me even though I'm not there. You don't have to comply with any of my instructions. All you need to do is just relax and enjoy whatever you experience throughout this relaxation. If you go off and sleep, well, that's fine. If you go really off to sleep and you don't hear a word I say, that's fine. You'll still come back. And believe it or not, I can be reassuring about that because I have people fall asleep in my therapy room and they'll go right off, and I still manage to get them back without any nudging or physical contact or anything like that. So you'll be perfectly okay. Going back to it, if you want to go off and relax, that's fine. You won't have anything to worry about in the way of me changing your thought processes, your beliefs, your morals, your politics, or anything like that. That's not my game. I'm not into it for that, and I would struggle to do that anyway. To explain that, your mind has a filter. Your mind has a subconscious filter that if I was, as a therapist, to ask you to change anything you didn't want to, your mind would not allow me to do that. You have definitely got a defensive filter in your head that if I asked you to do anything you didn't want to do or think any way you didn't want to think, there would be a little alarm bell went off in your head and would say, no, no, we're not having any of that. We're not having any of that. So you can be perfectly assured that this is all about what you want it to be, not anything to do with what I'm trying to instill into you. The only thing I ask any of you to do is to make yourself nice and comfortable. The reason I say that is because I cannot be responsible for your personal safety. I can't see you. All I can see is this ugly mug talking back at me. So why some of you are regulars, I have no idea because I see this as much as you do. But I can't make sure that you're comfortable or safe. So I must depend on you to make sure that you're nice and safe. So if we go into relaxation, it's just likely that we are going to get a bit floppy. You might not, but there's a very good chance that you will. So I don't want you getting floppy if you're stood up. I want you to be sat down or lying on the floor or whatever. I want you to be nice and comfortable and safe, please. I have to say this, even though I know all of you are too sensible to do anything remotely like it, but if you're using machinery, please don't listen to this. If you're driving, please don't listen to this if you're driving. As I've said before, as an ex-traffic cop, I've met them, trust me. I think the best one I ever came across was a lorry driver from abroad. I'm not going to tell you which country because that would be unfair, but he was from a foreign driver, and not only was he wasn't doing a crossword. Oh no, he was doing a crossword which required mathematical formulae to be done, and then you found the solution and you put the numbers in. And if the numbers were right, they would all go into the boxes just like a crossword. So he had his book attached to his leg with elastic bands, and on the other side he had the calculator to be able to do it. Driving a lorry, 38 tonner on a motorway, and doing a mathematical crossword exam. This beggars belief. So when I say to you, please don't watch this driving, I trust all of you not to, but there are people out there that might if you don't say it, so please don't. So we're going to crack on and do some relaxation now. So whenever you're ready, you can get yourself nice and comfortable, somewhere where you can't get hurt if you get nice and relaxed. And I just want you to think about your breathing. I'd just like you to just notice that when you breathe in, that air feels good. It feels slightly cooler in your nose when you breathe in than when you breathe out. It's a nice feeling when you breathe in, when that air literally hits your nose and you notice that change in temperature. It's a really nice, cool feeling in your nose. And whilst you're concentrating on that, you might want to take it just a little further. You might like to notice that when you breathe in, you feel that cold air on your nose, but if you follow it enough, if you focus well enough, you will notice that it goes further up your nose than you imagine. Of course, the air goes up your nose, but we're talking about the temperature here. The temperature of that air might go a little cooler up your nose than what you first thought. If you focus on it really well, you might notice that you can all of a sudden almost sense where it changes direction. You might notice how it stops going up your nose and starts going down your throat. There is a definite angle in the middle of your head, right in the centre of your head, where the air stops going up your nose and turns to go down your throat. You might notice, if you haven't managed that one, that you can actually trace it even further than that. You might notice that you can actually feel it cooler on the back of your tongue. When you've got your mouth closed and you breathe in that cool air through your nose, have you noticed? You can feel it, where it makes the back of your tongue slightly cooler. It's a nice feeling. And then it goes on down and you feel it going down your throat perhaps, but then it stops being cool. And the reason it stops being cool is because your body has a fantastic system of letting it go through that route through your head, down through your throat, so that it's warm enough so that when the air hits your lungs, you don't go into shock. How fantastic is that your body knows exactly what to do to make sure that you're comfortable at all times. It's amazing. And as you allow that air to go into your lungs, it's nice and warm and it feeds into your bloodstream. And that air then cascades around your body. Your heart beats it around so that it feeds your muscles and your organs, and most importantly, your brain. It's a lovely feeling to be able to allow that to really sink in. To really allow that thought process to sink in, that every single cell within your body right now is being fed with the oxygen it needs. It's amazing how much we need that air. We can only last a couple of minutes without that air. And every single cell in your body knows that. And every time it receives new air with every new breath, every cell in your body really enjoys that. Every cell in your body goes into a euphoric response. A huge celebration goes on throughout the whole of your body with every breath. And you may have heard me say it before, when a baby first arrives in this world, it cries. And everybody assumes that crying, because we attribute crying to pain, is discomfort or stress or distress. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could just think of it for a moment and recognise that first breath and what it must mean to that newborn, and the fact that newborn hasn't yet got the command of English or any other form of language. It can't verbalise in whatever tongue it will be taught later on in life, but it needs to express that incredible feeling of taking its first breath. And so it does the only thing it can. It cries. Strange, because we cry too later on in life when we're happy. Oh, I'm terribly emotional, and I will shed tears at the happiest things easily. Many of you may well be the same. So it's just lovely to know that breath creates such a response in our bodies every time. Every breath in your body is received in exactly the same way as that very first one. And every cell in your body celebrates it in exactly the same manner. As you allow that breath to cascade around your body, you might notice how it makes you feel so much better. When you focus on it, all of a sudden that thing that we take for granted every single moment of every day suddenly becomes a real centre of celebration, a real reason to kick up our heels and dance. And so it's hardly surprising that when we focus on our breath, that's exactly how we feel. And of course, when we focus, we can also know that when we breathe out that warm air, it takes away all the dust and the pollens, the smoke and the fumes from the air around you. It takes away all of the gases that you've created through the burning of your energy and the cleansing of your blood. But it also takes away all of those things that bother you. And some of you have already intimated that today's been tricky. Some of you have already stated that they need this today. It's amazing how many times I get that feedback. I really needed that today. Well, if today's been one of those days for you, then just let it go. Just let it go. If today has been tricky, then just put everything that made it that way out into your breath and let it go. Now, I know that that sounds too easy. I'm fully aware that that sounds too good to be true. But of course, the beauty of this is your subconscious mind doesn't. And so it believes everything you think. Your subconscious mind knows no difference between imagination, reality, or time. And so whenever you think something, it believes it. Better than that, it believes that it's happening now. So if you focus on negative things, your brain thinks it's happening now. So we're not even going to start to do that. What we are going to do is think that we're getting rid of all our troubles, and our brain will absolutely believe every moment of that thought. Throw it away. Anything that makes you feel less than tip top, anything that makes you feel on anything but on top of the world, is rubbish to you. It's of no use to you whatsoever. It will exhaust you and bring you down. And that's the last thing we need. So if there's anything that bothers you, just let it go. It doesn't matter whether it's about people or incidents, situations or things, conditions. It doesn't matter whether they're from the past or the present or the future. It doesn't matter whether it's about your health, your wealth or your relationships, or whether those relationships are your private, your personal, social or business ones. It doesn't matter whether it's about something that you or someone else has said, done or thought about anyone else. It doesn't matter whether it's something that you've said, done or thought about you. And sometimes we can be our worst critic, our own worst enemy, thinking ourselves inept or useless or unattractive or any of the other things that you might think about yourself sometimes. Just let it all go. And as you do that, recognize it doesn't matter whether it's so big that it's insurmountable or so small that nobody would ever notice there was a problem in the first place. Just let it go. And as you do, you might notice how that makes you feel slightly better. It might make you feel a little heavier in yourself. You know, the reason for that is because sometimes we carry the weight of the world around on our shoulders. And whether you're spiritual or not, you will recognize that there is a physical thought of your body, there is a physical presence of your body, and there's also a mental presence. Now, whether or not you think of that as spirit, whether you think of that as your personality, it doesn't matter. When that is weighed down, when we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, we don't necessarily do it physically. We do it mentally or emotionally or spiritually. And when that weight is lifted, it's that essence of us, it's that spirit, that personality, that thought process that lightens, and our body feels heavy in comparison. When our spirit or our personality, our thought processes, our mental processes start to dance weightlessly around us, we start to notice how heavy our body is in comparison. And so if you start to feel heavy, just recognize that the other side of that coin is that everything else is starting to feel lighter. And that's nice. So just let that heaviness continue. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big or small you are, whether you're male or female, short or tall. It doesn't matter any of the labels we might give ourselves to identify us of one group or another. You can just recognize that your body will feel heavy regardless of its shape and size. And when that happens, just notice how your muscles might start to feel nice and soft. Nice and soft, like a warm, oozing caramel. Some of you will be used to me explaining it that way now, but your body is just like a soft, warm, oozy caramel, just oozing gently down into that floor below you. It's almost like the center of the earth is just gently pulling on you. Maybe just saying to you, just for this moment, you're not going anywhere. You need this. You're not going anywhere. And you just surrender yourself to that as much as you wish. You can allow yourself to really give yourself permission to just relax and to let go. And as you do, you can allow my words to wash over you. They might do so. They might just come in and out like the waves on the shore. You might hear every word I say. You might lose huge chunks. It doesn't matter. Your brain will absolutely hear every syllable I say, and it will filter out what it wants to hear, and it will get rid of whatever it doesn't. And that's fine. But as you just allow yourself to just drift, know that nobody wants anything, nobody expects anything. There's absolutely nothing for you to do except to relax. And as you do that, you might just be aware of where you are right here, right now, in this moment. And you might cast your mind over perhaps some of the things that you may have said to yourself during the day. Today is tricky. The day is hard. Oh, thank goodness today is over. Whatever it might be. You might think about how you haven't done something quite so well as you thought you might. You might be filled with a bit of mild guilt about something you should have done and you haven't. Something you might have done better than you, if you'd only done it in a slightly different way. But you recognise now that whether you've had one of those days or whether today has been fantastic, whether today has been absolutely tip-top, whether everything has gone right for you without any hitches at all, today has gone swimmingly, it doesn't matter. You see, regardless of whether it's gone well or otherwise, what you've done is your best. You know that. And even if at any time you're thinking to yourself, well, that isn't the case though, because I didn't do very well today, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you haven't done anywhere near what you should have done or as well as you've done today, there's a reason for that. There will be a reason for that. Not all of us can perform at our highest level at all times. None of us. None of us need to be absolutely outperforming the rest of the human race on any day of our lives. Sometimes we will. Sometimes we will have a fantastic day. Sometimes everything we touch turns to gold. And that's fine. It was meant to be that way. That was just luck stacking up in your direction, and that's just fantastic. But you see, that luck is shared around, and so sometimes there will be days when whatever you touch literally falls apart. I have days like that, I know I do. Most of us do. And what we have to do then is smile. Smile, and maybe even keep our hands in our pockets so that we don't break anything else. We just go with it. Because we know that there's yin and yang in this world. It doesn't matter whether you're spiritual or not. Every one of us knows that there is dark because there is light. There is happy because there is sad. There is wet because there's dry. We could go on and on. But you see, if we're going to believe in that, to have any success, we also have to fail. To be happy, we have to be sad. To be anything, we have to experience the opposite to know it. And so regardless of what your day has been like today, don't go around telling yourself off. Don't give yourself a hard time. Don't dwell on things that could have gone so much better. Don't think about things that people have said that they really shouldn't have, because that's fine, that's for them to worry about. They said it. And whether or not you allow that to affect you is entirely your choice. It's just about going with the flow. It's just about recognizing how much control you have, but just making yourself just nicely receptive to the world as it is. Just allowing the world to be as it is and life to be as it is, and doing what you can to improve it. Taking the pressure off of yourself whilst you do. Some of the things you try will work, some of the things you try will fail. It's just yin and yang. And for every bad day we have, there's going to be a better one. There has to be. It's yin and yang. There has to be a better day if you've had a bad one. We take the rough with the smooth, yin and yang, the happy with the sad, the good with the bad, the fantastic with the disastrous. But you see, it's the way we accept those things and work with them rather than fight them that makes us strong. Every one of us right now is going through some difficulties of some shape or another, whether it's in lockdown or whether it's not being able to get supplies of any description that we need, whether it's the difficulties we are experiencing to merely get some of the most basic things sometimes. But the beauty of it is if we're struggling now, very soon, there will be a time where that struggle disappears because of yin and yang. There has to be a time when life is going to become so much easier. And it will do so in direct proportion with the struggles you're experiencing now. So if life's a bit tricky, hold on tight, because it's going to get amazing very soon. Now I can't tell you when that will be. Our lives are different, every single one of them. And some of the things I will think of being amazing will not be good for you. And likewise, some of the things you get euphoric about will be things that will put me on the edge of my seat for a completely different reason. But whatever happens, there will be a balance. The beauty of that is that when there's something going wrong, we need to just wait, then it will go right. If there's something going right, we really need to enjoy that. Throw ourselves into that moment, because we really do have to recognize that at some point, with the rules of yin and yang, then we need to be ready, because when we're euphoric, there's going to be something perhaps that changes that. But if we've lived that moment to our absolute maximum benefit, we're going to be ready for anything else that tries to come along and take us. Because we only have to wait for a moment, and that too will change. Keeping ourselves flexible and keeping ourselves nice and receptive to life and whatever it brings us allows us to go with the blows and to stand up when that wonderful time changes to the benefit of all of us around. Keeping flexible, calm, relaxed and comfortable is the way to deal with everything, good and bad. So whatever day you've had today, if you enjoyed it, if it's a good day, hold on. Hold on to every second and enjoy it. If you've had a hard day and a tricky day, let it go. Because by default, tomorrow has to be better. As we think that way, let's try and make everybody's world out there a little bit better. Let's send out our blessings as we always do. Let's just send out our blessings. We're going to do it 3 times. We're going to go through that system of people that we send our blessings to. And each time we're going to send it 3 times. And the first ones we're going to start with are the people that we love unconditionally. Those people who are the center of our universe. So just get a picture of those people that you love totally unconditionally. and we'll send them those blessings. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. And then we just bring to mind those people that we love. Those people who we would describe as the loves of our lives, but not necessarily the intimate love that we're talking about, unconditional. These are people that are friends and family that we would describe as those people that we love around us. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. And then we bring to mind those people who are passing acquaintances. Those people who we see every day, perhaps every week, a regular occurrence. We might not know their names. We might not know where they live or what they do. But they're people that we see every day or on a regular basis. The person who's always sat on the bus stop when you go past. The person who always serves you in the supermarket. The one that I always enjoy including, bless her, is my postie. So let's just send out blessings to those people. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. And then we're going to come to the ones that I love doing, the ones that make our lives tricky. Those people who have maybe today made our lives difficult, find fault in everything we do, criticize everyone, argue with everything we say. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter whether they're family or friends, colleagues, supervisors and managers. It doesn't matter who they are. For your own sakes, please make this as genuine and heartfelt as you possibly can. The more that they don't like you, the more you're going to love them. So, doing it properly and sending out that love. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. Then we're going to send our blessings out to the world. Every sentient being on the face of this planet. And this is not necessarily a spiritual practice. This might be exactly the same as just putting best wishes in a birthday card for somebody that you don't know. Just sending out that nice feeling. So every sentient being, humans, animals of every single species, it doesn't matter. If there's something that's walking the face of this earth with, let's send it out. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. And then, as is our practice, since we've been in this funny position of ours, we're going to send out every blessing we can to those people who are involved in any way with this corona situation that we're in. It doesn't matter whether they're health workers and carers, the police, the fire. It doesn't matter whether it's those people who are serving us in our shops, those people who are keeping our mail order companies going, and the delivery drivers that are bringing all of our parcels. It doesn't matter whether it's the lorry drivers or the post operatives, those people picking up our refuse. Whoever is out there helping us, we'll include them. But most importantly, we'll include all those people who are currently suffering from the virus itself. Those people who are bereaved from families and friends who have passed. And if it's appropriate for you and your belief system, we'll send it to those people who have travelled over that journey. We'll send out the messages to all those people involved. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. May you be happy. May you be well. May everything go right for you. Now we're going to bring our meditation to the end now. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and when I do, I'm going to bring you back into the consciousness of the room. You will wake up perfectly safe and well, and when you do, you may well remember that funny little symbol of yin and yang, and how everything is in balance. And if you're appropriately approaching life, so will you be. 1, you're much more aware of your body and your place within it. 2, you're aware of the music and my voice. 3, when you wake up, those suggestions I've given you may well stay with you and work away in my absence. 4, you're aware of the enthusiasm and optimism with which you're looking forward to the rest of the day. And 5, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. You are, every single one of you, a unique and very special jewel. You are invaluable. Please look after that as you would a priceless, priceless jewel, because there is not one in this world anywhere that will replace you. May you be happy, may you be well, and may everything go right for you.